In this video, we're going to be talking about Elgato capture cards. These things that we see all of the time as streamers, and we're going to be talking about their budget counterparts. Is it worth it investing into an Elgato like an HD60S, what I have right here, or maybe the Camlink for those of you who have like a DSLR or a mirrorless that you're trying to connect? Or is it worth it going the budget option for these budget capture cards like this HDMI video capture stick or the Mirabox capture card that we've reviewed on this channel? Let's talk about it, and the answer at the end is probably going to really surprise you. Let's get into it. Before we do that, I just want to say that this video is brought to you by our partners over at Owned.tv. If you're looking for professional overlays to level up your Twitch stream, YouTube stream, or wherever, or you're looking for bit badges, alerts, as well as emote making, this is the place to be. If you use the website owned.gg/Cyrus, you're going to support this channel directly, but you can get 50% off at checkout by using the coupon code Cyrus. So make sure you go ahead and check out what Owned.tv has to upgrade your streaming setup today. Now, this video is not going to provide video examples. I might pop some up, but the truth is I reviewed all of these capture cards on my channel before in a playlist that I will link somewhere in the description or in the corner. Go check that out if you want some video examples, but I do want to just give you a quick answer. Is it worth spending the extra money for something like an Elgato Camlink or going with the El Cheapo capture card? Now, this capture card right here is about $15 on Amazon. That's US right now. And the Camlink costs just about $120. You can get it for about $110 on sale right now. And the question is it better than this one? And I have to answer this question very honestly. And the truth is, if I were to go back and do it all again, I would do it the same way I did it this time. I bought the cheap capture card for $15 and used it with my Sony a5100 for about, 6 months or so before I really figured out that that capture card was a lot more powerful than people give it credit for. 1080p, 60 frames per second. If you get the one that's like this one right here is the USB 2.0 model, if I can get it to actually focus. But I do have one that is USB 3.0. You can see this one actually has the blue tip on the end and this one has the white tip. You just gotta make sure you pay attention to which one you're getting. They're both the same thing and they do the same thing, but the USB 3.0 does 1080p 60 frames and the 2.0 does 1080p 30 frames, 720/60 though. So when it came to this, the real thought was, when I get Camlink, what is the benefit of spending, 10 times the price, close to that, to get Elgato? And the truth is, it's probably going to be a similar answer to the HD60S. Flashback recording. You see, this cheap capture card, this one that does 1080p 60, does the same thing this does, minus the 4K 30 pickup, but not many people stream in 4K. But the question is, why would I go from here to here? That's because of flashback recording. Being able to at any time hit a button on my Stream Deck or have it connected to something, a hotkey, or just be able to click flashback and it pick up the last however long I've programmed it, 30 minutes, 5 minutes, 30 seconds, an hour, and then it dump it into an audio file and a video file for me to be able to use in an editor later. Do I use this all the time? No, but does it come in clutch when I need it? Yes. Now, this doesn't do anything else that's fancy. It is a UVC or a universal video capture just like this. So you can use anything you plug in HDMI with this in something like Zoom or like a Google Meet, just like this. The functionality is the same. The big thing that you're getting is the software difference. So do I recommend going Camlink over this? Unless you're needing that flashback recording and you're not already using something like Replay Buffer inside OBS, then that would be the main thing I would tell you to do, is to get this for flashback. But if you're just getting into it and trying to find a way to connect things, this $15 one you will not go without. But to this day, I still use the Camlink. I've had it for about a year now, and it has been a normal part of my setup. So let's get into the other capture cards and talk about the difference, because that one really might surprise you. So I have reviewed a mess of budget capture cards on this channel, and especially the ones that have pass-through, and I chose this one specifically because of the price and just to compare these two from apples to apples what they can do. This is probably the closest one I can get that does what what this one does. So this right here is the Mirabox 4K capture card, and it doesn't capture 4K, it just passes through 4K. It does capture 1080p 60 FPS, and as you can see, it is a blue tip right there if it'll focus. It is a blue tip, it's USB 3, and you know, I can vouch for this, and of all the people who have bought it from this YouTube review that I did, everyone was able to pick it up and get the same results I did. It's an all aluminum. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can hear that. It's an aluminum body rather than the plastic of the HD60S. However, it is really light, so it doesn't feel like it's very well built, but it's very resilient. You do get 4K pass-through on one side. I'm trying to get it to real focus on it. You get 4K focus on one side, and the other side is just simply USB and a data light, which is very similar to the HD60S, which does pass through 1080p 60. It does not pass through 4K. So when it comes to features, the 4K Mirabox actually overcomes it because you can actually pass through to a 4K TV, whereas the HD60S only passes through 1080p. Neither one of these do high refresh, by the way. But most people, when they're looking at budget capture cards, they're not looking at the 4K 60 Pro or something like that, where you're going to get high refresh support. So if you're looking for that, like a Xbox Series, you need high refresh pass through, you're gonna be paying a good amount of money to be able to get that. Now, there are other capture cards, and let me just go ahead and pull this one out. This one is also a Mirabox capture card, and I just want to go ahead and show you this one. This one is about twice the cost. I guess I didn't tell you that. This Mirabox capture card, the cheaper one, is about $40. The HD60S, you can pick these up used somewhere around like 80 bucks, 90 bucks, 100 bucks. But this one cost me right at $80, and it has so many more features than the Elgato. Things like you can plug in a dedicated headphone as well as a microphone into this. You're actually getting like a 4K signal out through so many things. You can actually have 4K in just through USB-C, like through a MacBook. Or you can do HDMI in over here and then toggle between the two. So you can basically capture two things at once, switching in between. And then on the other side, it has really cool features, like where you actually get the USB-C 3, the HDMI in, but you also can do a USB-C out to fast charge something like a MacBook, anything that has USB-C, like your phone, etc. So this one has a lot of just feature sets. But the big difference between these two capture cards and this one, again, is the software. So this software for the HD60S has something called Instant Game View, and that's what they tout on a lot of their cards, where if you have a single monitor and you just plug it in, you could actually game through your OBS preview, or you could game through the actual game capture utility, where it will be almost zero latency and you'll be able to game at real time, almost competitively. The difference is these two cards have some latency when it comes to your OBS preview window, but don't come with dedicated software. This one right here, the more cheaper, actually has a lower latency than this one. But the truth is, if you're already passing through and you're already sending this to another monitor or to a TV or something, that instant game view now comes into question. Are you really using that, and will you use the software? Sure, you get flashback recording just like you do with your camera, and those of you who are looking for clips, this is a really good option, but the truth is, which one of these would you now pick? If it was me, I would go the budget capture card route, and it's just because you get that 4K pass-through. Most people who are playing in their living room are already looking at 4K. It doesn't pass through 1440p, just as a heads up. But do you need this HD60S and the Elgato software? Well, do you need that software? That's really the question that you're asking and what you're paying for. So make sure that when you're choosing these options and you're trying to figure out, should I go expensive with Elgato or should I go cheap? Is the software really what you need? Now, I do want to make a disclaimer. I'm not going to take it out of my PC so you can see it, but I do have an HD60 Pro, which is the PCIe insert card, and that's been my main capture actually for my Sony ZV-E10, just because it actually lets you like connect that HDMI signal to multiple apps. So I have it running as my main scene, but also to NVIDIA Broadcast, so I can do some cool green screen things and effects that send it to another area to be able to do that. So do I use Elgato in my setup every single day? Yes, actually everything goes through that HD60 Pro, or if I need to record 4K to my PC, I am using the Camlink because it has that option. But I, for a long time, used these budget capture cards until I was able to make the upgrade. So that's really the answer. Should you go Elgato? The answer is, if you can afford it and you need those features, yes. But do I recommend you going Elgato if you're just getting into the game? No. I really don't. And it's not because the products from Elgato are bad, it's just because these products do the same thing with similar results, and after compression on Twitch and YouTube, you're not going to notice a big difference. And if you want to know about video quality and comparing Elgato as well as a cheap capture card, check this video out right here. It's actually the comparison I did between the cheap Camlink as well as the more expensive Camlink from Elgato. Thanks for coming by and watching this video. We'll see you over in the next one.